Hi there. I thought we'd have a little change. Few neons that I've sorted out. Start with the red cross lamp. It's the old the neon cross they call it. It's the old crucifix. Oh, I'll get it in focus. That is. Got a light on bright so you see the actual construction of it. There we are. That's better. 2 electrodes, both identical. So this bulb could be displayed either way, that way round or the other way round. It's a BC cap, and also one with this ring effect. It's like concentric circles on the base. A lot of foreign lamps have this, particularly ones that go back a long time. Not so much the modern ones, but certainly the older ones. Nothing else. Oh yeah, it is 220 volts sort of scratched on the base. The box it came in, neon cross. I don't know where I got it from. It was definitely bought over here, I would think, at a boot sale, flea market. Neon cross B22, 220, 240. Let's pop it in, have a little look at it. It's on our voltage, so there's no worry about winding it up too much. There she goes. I've got several of these. Some are antique ones, or vintage if you like. This one's got the fixed base. Having said that, or what I should say is that once it's plugged in, the face, you have to sort of orientate the holder so you view the cross face on. On some of the early ones that had a screw base, the base was twistable. It had like another shell which you could rotate through several degrees. So if it was screwed up tight and it wasn't facing to the front, if you like, you could twist it round so the holder had like I'll show it on one of the next ones I do. It is different. And another way they overcome this was the centre centre contact consisted of a spring. Rather than just a blob of solder, there was a little spring. So as you screwed the bulb in, you could get it in the right spot so you view it the right way round. I'm not explaining that very good, am I? But I will show these in future future videos. I'm getting lost for words. Anyhow, that's the little crucifix bulb. Now we come to the normal neons. I can show one of them working. The other one's a little bit involved. This one here is a fairly common lamp. Several manufacturers made these. They're 1/2 watt, built-in resistor in the base, 240 volt. It's got like the ring and the disc. You've got a disc and a ring which serve as the 2 electrodes. Turn round to the side and you should see. Turn the light on again. It's got the broad arrow, which means it was a government issue. It's not very clear at all. That I think is a code number. go on the other side, it makes sense. Stella. Now Stella is a company owned by Philips. They're made over here. Made in Britain. It's rated 230 to 240. But these were half a watt. What's written on there? Oops. Oh, nearly lost that one. Right, let's pop them in. Oh, your typical neon glow. As far as I know, they didn't make these in argon, the blue ones. I know Philips made argon lamps in Belgium, but I don't think they made them over here. If anyone's got one, I'd be very interested. The American ones are fairly, well, not common by any stretch of the imagination, but you occasionally see them. There's the way it goes. The disc and the ring. 1 half watt neon. Sometimes you can pick these up and they haven't got any resistance in the base. So always make sure it's not printed on the side. Use external resistor. If you don't and you plug it straight in, there'll be a bang and glass scattered everywhere. So, you know, do put that in as a general warning. Make sure there is a resistor in the base. Right, this one is a fairly modern, well I say modern, it's much newer than the other ones. There's no name on it, but I would think it's possibly made by German Osram. It's 220 volt, which would definitely indicate that it was Continental. Here they use like a paint. See the, so there's no flashing across, I suppose. You know, sometimes when they get old, the metal forms, the metal from the electrodes is scattered elsewhere, and that glows as well. But I don't think this is the case. If you look at it, there's a lens end on the bulb, and the electrodes only light up on the front. At the back they're painted, so that part wouldn't light up. They're also a high brightness neon, which meant they're a little bit brighter than the other ones. Small Edison screw. Here we have a similar bulb. Looking at the base and the centre contact and that very large middle there tells me it's quite old. That too is half a watt, but at 100 to 130 volt. Made by Atlas. I've shown one of these before with the Atlas name on. That was the one that had the ER and the crown. Atlas was a part of Thorn Lighting at one time. It's all now under GE as the Atlas. Very basic electrodes. 2 half discs. No paint on that. But you will see in the centre, just make it out, where the coil of wire is, the resistance wire. It's in there. But this one, as I say, is for 100 to 120. Here we have something a little bit different. It's a Stabio Volt STV. It's got a number there as well. Now this wasn't used as a lighting neon, this was used as a voltage regulator. If you look at the base, it's a normal looking base, but the pins are slightly different, and you've got a plus sign and a negative sign. So this would be worked on DC, and it would be used solely to regulate the voltage at a certain level. This means that when the voltage exceeded or went above what it should have go, the neon would strike and the voltage would be reduced again. That's it in sort of basic terms. It's quite old, there's some writing on the stem, but it is a neon and it would light up normally, but it would probably need a resistor. Well, it wouldn't probably, it would need a resistor. But this, as I say, it wasn't used for lighting, it was used for stabilising, voltage stabilisation. There's the name on there. I can get it so you can see it. Right, two more. This is, I think it shows up best. This would have probably been in a testing screwdriver or a mains tester. It's just a single tube with the two electrodes in it side by side. Also, it's got a little bit of mercury in there as well. I would think that it has come out of a test screwdriver where you physically put it into a socket to see which side's live or hot or active, depending what country you come from. And lastly, a little bulb from England, but I think these are also available in Russia. It's made by Osram. You'll have to take my word for it, I can't get it on. Oh well. Made by Osram, England. GEC, and also CV988. Now that's the government designation for valves and other electronic equipment, including transistors. If you look that up, CV988, it should say exactly what it is. The other number under it is KB/Z. There's what it looks like inside. Once again, no resistors on these because there's no voltage actually shown, so this would not have resistors. So to use it on any voltage, you'd have to work out the actual value. It's a single wire or electrode in the middle with a little round metal case, made by Osram. That's the miniature bayonet cap MBC. But I know the Russians did use a very similar lamp to this, or neon. Anyhow, that concludes those for today. Once again, any questions please ask, I'll try and answer them. Any comments, please leave. And once again, thanks for looking. Thank you.